Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, I am the Introverted Reader, and today's video is just going to be sit down tag video. This tag is the book recommendations tag. Don't know whether or not I've done this before, but doesn't matter, I'm doing it today anyway. This tag was originally created by Steph over at Steph Borer. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right, but I'll leave her tag down below. And I actually got the inspiration to do this from Lexi over at Alexandra Roslin, so I'll leave her down below as well. Like, neither one of them tagged me in it or anything, like neither one of them even know I exist. But I was watching Lexi's video and I was just like, you know what? That sounds like a fun video to film, so I'm filming it. So it's basically just a bunch of questions based on like what would you recommend, stuff like that. So the first question, I have my laptop next to me. So the first question is, a book you tell people is your favorite. Oh, here, hydrate. So a book I tell people is my favorite. Divine by Mistake by PC Cast is probably my favorite book of all time. I read that for the first time when I was a teenager, but it is like strictly adult. Like, it is a fantasy romance that is strictly adult, wink wink. But I read it when I was a teenager, and yes, I've been on the adult fantasy romance kick for quite a while. So yeah, I tell people that's my favorite book because I've reread it multiple times, so it is definitely my favorite. A book that is your guilty pleasure. That is question 2. Well, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures because I never really feel like I should feel guilty about being happy. But one, I guess, that fits into this category is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And everybody around here drags that book through the mud and then some. Like, yous are all out here acting as if Jennifer wrote that book as an insult to your family's honor, but like, it is just a book. Calm down. That's a whole other rant for a whole other day. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that series. I genuinely do. Like, does it have its issues? Yeah. And I acknowledge that, but at the same time, I'm having a great time. Do you know what I mean? I'm having fun. So, and I don't really feel guilty about it at all, if I'm being truthful. Question 3. A book everyone loved, but you didn't. Oh, a book everybody loved, but I didn't. I'm sure there is definitely one that I could name. Well, it's a while ago now, but I remember reading The Raven Boys because it was being recommended all over the place. That whole series was being recommended all over the place. Quite a while ago. I know it's a bit of an old. But yeah, everybody seemed to love that series. I read the first 3 and was genuinely upset I couldn't get the time back. What else? Oh, Dracula. It's a gothic classic. Everyone told me it was amazing, but I've read him twice. And both times it was like watching beige paint dry. Honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. Question 4. A book you read the fastest? Oh, a book I read the fastest. Well, a lot of I talked about Miss JLA there a minute ago, and her books are just so bingeable. Like, honestly, like, I remember binging the Lux series and the Covenant series like in like the space of 2 weeks. And like From Blood and Ash, like, those books are super thick, but like I read them so fast. Like, they're just so bingeable and just fun and entertaining. Anything that Simon James Green has ever written, like, all up there. I fly through his books. Honestly, like, I love his books so much I fly through them. Question number 5. A book that deserves more hype. Anything that Simon James Green has ever done. All Simon's books. Up there. Every single one of his books deserves more hype. What else deserves more hype? The Prison Healer, here behind me. I would get it out, but I'm lazy. It's wonderful. It deserves more hype. Anything that Juno Dawson has ever written needs more hype. I could go on. Honestly. A book that is becoming a movie slash TV show. Oh, well, Percy Jackson is going to be getting his Disney Plus series. Have they released the date for that? Do we know like the exact date of when that's happening, or am I just behind? I can't remember. Oh, I heard recently Gay Club by Sammy James Green is going to be picked up by a TV for TV, sorry. Don't know by whom. Don't know by whom, but wherever it is, I will be on that so hard whenever it comes out. And if okay. Sorry. So yeah, that. Question 7. A book you have reread the most. Well, I've read and reread Divine by Mistake by PC Cast numerous times, maybe about 5 times in my lifetime. And a few other of her books as well. I've reread quite a lot. I've the House of Night series as well. I've reread a couple times. I really like PC Cast, okay? Like I really like her books. Anyone else besides Miss Cast whose books I've read and reread? Generally can't think off the top of my head, but those are the ones that I've reread the most. Question number 8. A book from a genre you don't typically read. Ooh, I don't tend to read a whole bunch of, I don't really tend to read a whole bunch of nonfiction. But I do have quite a few nonfiction books over there. I've Jonathan Van Ness's book. I know they wrote another book like ages ago. I haven't got it yet, but I will get to it. I will. And if you love Queer Eye and you love Jonathan, get his book. It's amazing. So I can't even remember what it's called. Oh no, Over the Top. That's what it's called. Yes, I don't read a whole bunch of nonfiction, but Jonathan's book, mwah, like you'll be laughing and crying and getting your whole entire life. A book that deserves all the hype it gets. Well, House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune is probably one of the most beautiful books I've ever read, along with Under the Whispering Door. Although I don't really hear people talking about Under the Whispering Door a whole bunch. But we'll stick with House in the Cerulean Sea. Like, despite everything that is tied to that book, it's a beautiful story. And everybody going gaga over it. It's thoroughly deserved. So, question number 10. A book you usually recommend when asked to give a recommendation. Well, I recommend the Everybody Simon's books, TJ Klune's books. But see, the thing is, whenever someone asks me for a recommendation, I'm usually overly like, but what sort of books do you like to read? Because if you want me, a fantasy reader, primarily fantasy, sometimes queer contemporary books, but like not everybody likes to read those. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to know like what's your what's your vibe? What vibe are you giving? Do you know what I mean? So there's that. A book that has your favorite characters. My favorite characters. Well, obviously House of Night. Not everybody in the House of Night, but there's a definite lot of characters in there that I love. The Shadowhunter Chronicles, I would live and die for all the characters in there. Like, tell me when and where, okay? Laszlo Strange, another favorite character, Strange the Dreamer. He's right there. Who else? I really should have thought these through. But do you know what? I think I might do a video based on all my like favorite book characters in the future. The ones I just mentioned are a couple. But yeah, I might do a video about that very subject. Question number 12. A book you wish you could live in. I just talked about the Mortal Instruments. Like, I've been wanting to be a Shadowhunter since I was 16 years old. I've been saying it for years and it hasn't happened yet. Like, what's going on? Like, and then question 13, a book you thought you would hate, but ended up loving. Now, hate is a bit of a strong word. Hate is definitely a bit of a strong word because why is my nose so itchy? All right, there we go. A book I thought that I would hate. I genuinely did not think I would enjoy Shatter Me. It's behind me there, you can see. I remember because I bought the books real cheap. I got the wee box set off a Book Depository. Rest in peace, Book Depository. I got the box set for it like real cheap off of there, and just like of the first 3 books, and I genuinely remember looking at them and thinking, I am not going to like this. Like, it looks so cheesy. I don't even know if I'm into dystopian anymore. And then I binged all 3 and was like, this is literally my favorite thing ever. And again, although hate is a strong word, I thought that I would not really like Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I didn't think that I would hate it, but my prediction for that book was maybe like a 2.5, maybe like a 3-star. But I ended up giving it like a 4.5, which is absolutely shocking because I just didn't think I would enjoy it. It's not usually, I didn't think it would be my vibe, but it was so wonderful and charming and lovely, and yeah, and definitely got my words handed back to me on that one. A book that 14. A book that made you cry. Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I very rarely shed actual tears whilst reading. Like, I can get choked up, I can get all of my feelings, but very rarely does a book actually make physical tears run down these cheeks. And Under the Whispering Door done got me, gal. It got me. It got me good. And then the last question. A book you wish you could read for the first time. Well, I did an entire video on this very subject. Okay, I did an entire video of books that I wish that I could read over again for the first time. So I will leave that link down below. So go watch that video so you can find out the answer to that very question. So yeah, that is it for the book recommendations tag. I suppose I should maybe tag some people. Should I tag some people? Do you know what? I haven't tagged people in a video in a while. So I'm going to tag Amy from Book 2 with Amy. And I will tag Kaz from Katzy Camera. Because the 2 of them are my besties. And I know the 2 of them will come through. So, so yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. My socials are down below, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love to get to 300 subscribers. That would be wonderful. And yes, and Steph and Lexi and the questions for this tag will be down below as well. So it's all happening down there. It's all happening in the description box. So hope you're all having a good day, and I'll see you at the weekend for my next video. Bye.